My name is Prinedi Zimbindi. I come from Zimbabwe, and I want to tell you my life story of how I got in Botswana. I came here to look for a job. I have a degree in marketing. I'm a good marketer. So I've noticed that in Botswana there is more business than Zimbabwe because of the currency of my country. It was down. So I've noticed that if I start something here in Botswana, I can go far. Since I'm a hard worker, I'm a good marketer. So I decided to start the business of gas. So when I started the business of gas, I started this business in 2019. That's when I started, but it was not that easy. It was difficult, but I kept on pushing until I made it. I managed to open the business, and the business was going up and down. And from there, I decided to borrow money from one lady, which I will not mention a name. She borrowed me the money. That money was supposed to be for business, and I did not do well in my business because of COVID. The business went down until it had collapsed, and then I did not have money to pay the lady on time that we had agreed. And it's very unfortunate that she had to send me to the sheriffs, and then I had to go to court. They asked me, when are you going to pay the money? I told them I'll pay the money after a month. They disagreed. The lady disagreed. She said, I have to take you to prison. So I asked for 2 weeks. They gave me 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I did not have any cash. Why? Because I did not tell my husband the truth that I'm owing this lady because I took the money to put it into business, because he's one person who doesn't like credits. So I thought maybe I'll make it if I borrow without his knowledge. But then it did not work out. So I ended up in debt with this lady. To my surprise, after 2 weeks, I saw the sheriffs coming to my house. They knocked, they got inside. They told me that we are taking you to prison if you don't have money for this lady. I told them I don't have even any cash. Let me call my husband. I tried to call my husband. It was a shock to him since it's something that he didn't know. And then they pushed me to go to prison. I cried and cried and cried. I tried to sympathize with them. They could not understand. They told me that the owner needs her money. We cannot leave you if you don't have any cash. So you are forced to go to prison to save 3 months if you don't have cash. If you have cash, you pay and then they'll take you out. So it was a challenge. I tried to tell them about my healthy conditions, but they did not understand it. They just said, you have to go. And then I was forced to go to prison, and it was so painful. I couldn't see myself behind the bars. Because of my healthy conditions, they don't allow me to be in such kind of a place where in an environment where it's stressful. But I was forced to go because there was no option, only to be behind the bars. But the pain that I had, it was too difficult. I even thought of killing myself, but around me there was nothing to use so that I can kill myself. And then I just ended up going to prison. So it was 2022, 6th June. It was on a Monday. And the time that they came to my house, it was around 11 o'clock. And then we reached the prison around 4 o'clock. And there were some challenges that we shouldn't go inside without the COVID test. We went around to look for COVID tests until we got them. Then we came back to prison. Then they given me to the wardresses, but it was not easy for me to get inside there. The first day when I got inside, it was very difficult for me because I was shivering. I was scared because of the things that I've been told by people from outside. I thought they were going to beat me. By that time, they did not beat me, but I did not like the way they handled me because the officer who handled me was not good with the words that she used to me. They were not good on me. It was a harsh word which was not good, which did not take me well. And it had that word that she used, it made me to be so scared, to be more emotional also with her, because I was now angry with her. So I got inside. They registered me, all the things that they have to register, they did that, but it was not that easy. It was very tough. It was so hard, and I was in tears. I was crying, but nobody to tell me that keep quiet, nobody to comfort me, because there was no my mother or my father or whoever can comfort me. So I was just crying until they finished admitting me. After admitting me, they took me to the cell where I sleep with others. When I got inside there, that's where my scary became. It was not that easy. It was very, very tough, because I met some ladies. Some of them, they were murderers. Some of them, they were thieves. Some of them, they were mentally disturbed. And especially the lady that I first saw, the face was so tough because she was a mentally disturbed person. So it was not that difficult. I started screaming, I started crying, but some other inmates, they tried to comfort me. They tried me to stop crying, and then I stopped crying. During the night, it was not that easy. The blankets that I got there, I was not expecting to sleep on such type of blankets, though they were clean, but they were not in good conditions, because the blankets are so, they can cause you to have to itch. The body will be itching, so they are not good for as of me, because of my healthy conditions. I'm a heart patient, I'm a BP patient, I'm an ulcer patient. So it was very, very difficult for me. That night is where it was very, very tough. I couldn't sleep. I was just crying all night long. I was thinking of my children. I was thinking of my husband. I was thinking of my family. I was thinking of how the society is going to take me. I was thinking, am I going to get back my marriage, or my marriage is broken because of the prison, since I did not tell my husband the truth that I did something which was wrong, which was not in support of him. So it was very tough for me, because I was always thinking of my husband each and every day of my life, and no one to comfort you, no one to support you, because each and every person has got his or her own problems. So there was no one to give you love. And the second day I woke up in the morning, I went for breakfast. I couldn't eat. It was mutoho. I'm not used to mutoho. I don't eat mutoho. But that same day, they told me that I should eat mutoho, I should take tea. I don't take tea. I'm someone who doesn't take tea. But they were forcing me to take tea just because I don't have the doctor's written note that I'm not supposed to eat those type of foods. So they told me to eat because there's nothing that they'll give me. I was forced to eat that mutoho and 2 slices of bread without any spread or any sandwich. So that was the breakfast for that day. The following afternoon, it was tough because it was stamp. I don't eat stamp because of the ulcer. The ulcer is in a bad condition. I was forced to eat that stamper, but during the day I was now running, I was having running stomach because of the food that I was taking there. I tried to tell my other inmates. They started laughing at me. They told me that no one will understand you here in prison because this is not your mother's place, and you are forced to eat that type of food just because you don't have the doctor's prescription that you are not supposed to eat that food. I told them that no, take me to the doctor. The doctor is the one who understands my diet because of the healthy condition that I have. They told me that if it's not written, we are not going to help you. Even the wardens, even the people who are working, the inmates who are working in the kitchen, they were also tough on me. They were not treating me well by that time. When I was trying to ask for at least soft food, they could not understand me. It was very, very tough. And prison is not a good place to be, to tell you the truth. But sometimes it is a good place for you to learn a lot of things, because I've learned a lot of things that side in prison. I was at Gaborone Women Prison, which is in Village. That's where I was. And each and every day of my life, it was tears after tears, because the first person that I was thinking of are my kids and my husband, my family as well, how the community is going to take me. And the other inmates, they were so rough. Some people were so rough, they can be just angry on you without anything that you have done, and they can be just mad on you early in the morning. They can just shout at you. If you look at them, some of them, they can just say, why are you looking at me? They say a lot of things which are not good. So a prison is not a good place to be. I don't want to tell you, a prison is not a good place to be. Let's try by all means to change and to learn good things, not to learn bad things, because bad things, they'll end up putting us behind the bars. That life of prison is not good for our health. Imagine, I'm an ulcer patient, I'm a heart patient, I'm a BP patient in such an environment, and these chronic conditions, they don't need stress. But I was in a stressful condition, and it was getting worse and worse each and every day of my life, until they took me to the doctor. The doctor is the one who said, no, this person is supposed to eat this and this and this. But then, because the prisons doesn't have, the government doesn't have monies to provide what I was supposed to take, because it was a special diet, they ended up giving me mutoko almost every day, because they didn't have any option, because it was not allowed for me to take food from outside since after Corona. So it was very tough. It was a very tough time for me in prison. I don't want to lie to you, because even right now, if I hear something bad, so if someone convinced me to do something which is not good, I'll not attempt to do it, because I still have that pain in my heart. I still have a wound from that moment. I still have a wound, and the wound, I don't think it will come out of my life until I found out that there's God. I want to thank people from Alpha. There's an organization which is called Alpha. That organization, it helps people to learn the Bible, to learn about life, Christian life. And I want to tell the truth, those are the people who pushed my sentence. Those are the people who came to comfort me in times of troubles and in times of need. Those were the people that I was now taking as my parents, because in prison, you are not allowed to eat any other food from outside. But those people, they used to bring snacks. If you see something like go slow, I know it's for small kids, but when you see them in prison, you think that you have seen gold. If you see lollipops, you think that I've seen gold, because those people used to bring some snacks, apples, lollipops. And also the good news, I've learned a lot of things in Alpha. That course, it really helped me. I want to thank 𝐂𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐵𝒻𝐻 for the teachings that they were giving us for Bible. I've learned about the Bible. I've learned about God. Now I've known that God is very great, and God is the only person who is the only one who can rescue in troubles, in times of need, when you need help. So prison life is not good. Toilets were just good. Where we slept, it was just good and clean. It was not a bad place in terms of cleanliness. But in terms of approach, it was very social life in prison is very bad, because they mix murderers, they mix everyone. They don't choose whether these are for murder, these are for what. Because my crime was it was a civil matter, and a civil matter, they don't take it as criminal, because it's just a civil. Because I was owing someone, I did not pay that person on time. So you go through sheriffs. You don't go through police. You go through sheriffs, and you'll be wearing your own clothes. You don't wear uniform. And after serving, they'll just take you out. They don't deport you, because they say they deport foreigners. As of me, they did not deport me, because it was not a criminal matter. So, of which people do not understand outside there. They think that if it's a civil case, you are also the same as a criminal person. But a civil case is different from a criminal case. So I want to teach out people who are outside there, that don't do bad things, because they'll end up putting you in behind the bars, of which you have kids to look after, you have marriage to look after. It will destroy your marriage, because right now my husband has accepted me, yes, but the relationship that has been there before, it has totally changed. You can see sometimes he can become so emotional, but though he hasn't divorced me, but you can see that he has he has something that is affecting him. You can see that now in the middle of a nice talk, he will start to change. Since after I've come out of prison, he has changed. So people out there, you should accept prisoners, because we are also human beings like you. We also make mistakes. And I understand outside there, a lot of people are doing bad things out there, but you are not yet caught. If you are to be caught, that's when you are going to understand that a prisoner is also a human being.
Okay.
So I was released on the 3rd of September, which was my 3 months date. So after releasing me, it was a very, very nice day. But then in my heart also I had conscience. Is the community going to accept me, or they are not going to accept me? It's very fortunate that I'm a very, very free person, and I'm someone who minds your own business. I don't look or listen to what people are saying, but you could see that they want to ask you something, but it's very tough for them to ask you how was prison, because it's not something which is that easy for someone to ask you. But you can see with their looks that these people, they want to ask me, because they can ask you, where were you for all this time? Some of the people, I can say I was home, but they know very well. And as of me, I did not even lie about me being in prison. I was telling almost each and everyone that I was behind the bars for the past 3 months, and I was sharing with them. I was teaching them so that they know much, because they had lies that is being spread by people. People, they don't tell the truth about prison. They always lie. They think that women, when they're in prison, they are lesbians, of which there was nothing like that. People always think they will be fighting. There's nothing like that. They don't fight in prison. People always think that we eat food with cement. It's not something like that. They think that prison is very dirty. Prison is not a dirty place, because I look at some of people outside there, the way they live in their houses, it's very dirty. The prison is more cleaner than where you stay. So those rumors are not true. I think it's very good for you to get advice from the correct people if you really want to understand about prison, and do not discriminate people from prison, because those prisons, they have changed more than you, because they have learned a lot of things. Look, they know now the word of God, and they also know what's good and what's bad, and they have learned a lot of things through the challenges that they've been seeing in the prison. Because, for example, if someone comes with a murder case, if they understand how she made it, or she did not do it, or she did it, because there are some people who are in prison, we did not even commit the crimes, but because they were witnesses, they were eyewitnesses, now they are being put together with those murderers. So it's not every person who is in prison who has a crime, who has committed crime. No, it's not always like that. And it's not like if you were a murderer before, you are still a murderer. There is time to change. You are given a chance to change, because we will be learning the word of God. Until you understand what I did, it's a very big mistake. So that one, rule it out, that prisoners are bad people. They are not bad people. Bad people are outside there, because you are doing bad things outside there, of which you are not being caught, but you are still doing it, and it becomes habitual. But for you to be in prison, you will learn a lot of things. You will learn what's good and what's bad, and you will learn to be a hard worker, to work for yourself, not to steal from others, not to lie from others, not to be murderers, not to fight with others, not to gossip with others, because those are some of the crimes that are happening. Not to move without the papers, like when you're a foreigner, you have to have everything into order. So it's not like a prison is a bad place. A prison at times is not a bad place. It's a place for you to reform, because you start to know, if I do this, it means I'll end up behind the bus. But if I don't do this, and also you will learn when people want to deprive your life, you get to understand So it's not like every person who has been in prison is a bad person. Give them a time to change. Don't judge them. You also have to give them love. You also have to give them support. All those families with monies, help your children from prison to lift up themselves. Give them projects, give them money to do something. All the donors who are out there, make sure you get 1 or 2 people to help from prison so that they will not go back again. Because if you don't help them, you are forcing them to do the same case so that they'll go back, which is not good. Try to assist them, try to help them so that they know that the society is with them. So now, as of me right now, I'm really grounded. I'm a changed person. I want to live the way of the way I was living, and I've understood that you can't build business with credits. You can't build your life with credits, which is not good. It's best you look for donors if you really need to do business. Like right now, I still want to continue with my business for gas, but it has collapsed. I don't have anywhere to start right now, because when I left, my husband also left the business for gas. He just ignored it because he was angry with me. So right now I am jobless. I don't have anything to do. I would look forward to get donors. I would look forward to get people who can just assist me so that I can do is either another project or I can still go back to my business for gas. But my wish is to continue with my business for gas, because I've seen that my talent is more focused on that business. So if I can get a donor, I'll be very grateful, so that I'll also be a donor to those who are in need, especially the ones who are in prison, because there's a lot of help that they need when they're in prison. I want them to change also. I want to preach the word of God, to teach them the word of God when they're inside, so that they'll change as well. Even people outside, I want to help them because they don't understand. They have to understand. And I'm not shy to say this in public, that there's a change. I don't mind if people, they label me at the back, but as long as I know what is inside my heart, that I have changed and I'm praying for a change. I don't want any temptations that will come across me. What I need is to work hard and show the world. They should see results in me, not to see bad things again in me. I know they can say a lot of things, but as of me, I've totally changed. I've learned a lot in prison. There are some officers who have been so good to us, who have been counseling us as well. It's not that every person is a bad person. There are a lot of them who have been helping us, who have been counseling us. Even other inmates, sometimes you can get one person who is more interested in helping someone, which is very good. Let's try to have a change. I would like to encourage mothers out there. You should always be supportive to your kids so that they don't go wild. Because if you don't support their talents, or if you don't support them, they'll end up behind the bars because of the things that they don't want. Because just understand, your kid can go to the bar, fight with someone. The next minute, he's behind the bar. Is it okay? Which is not good. So you should try and support your kids. Try and talk to your kids. Try and counsel them each and every time of your life. Be open to your children. Be open to your sister. Be open to your brother. If you see your brother doing bad things, try to advise by all means. Because if you don't advise them, they'll end up behind the bars, which is not good. Let's try by all means to support each other. Support another woman who is from prison with words of encouragement, with something that you can help, the little thing that you have for your brother or your sister, not to go back to the same place. So let's try by all means to support people who are in prison, who have been in prison. So because they are not bad, they are good people. They still need your support. They still need your love. Because if you don't give them love, they'll go wild again, of which they'll end up behind the bars. So this is my advice to you, my sisters, my brothers. Let's try by all means to live in the society in a good way, so that we don't end up behind the bars. Let's put it first that we have family to look after, we have kids to look after, we also have our health to look after. So let's not do bad things. Let's try by all means to support people from prison, and also to try to do good things.
I went on ke ntse ke ikamohela ba bong ba re kgerisa. You find that ba mapandita ma le bone ba tle ba re kgerisa ba bong ba re utswela our things, and ha go ntse yalo the prison officers ba bong they side with them.